This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Government caution to address arms buildup. Opposition labels government's move as disrespectful to the Constitution. And Public Service Commission launches corporate plan. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Waira. Thank you for joining us. Women leaders from different parts of Papua New Guinea are urging the government to address the buildup of arms, especially in the Highlands region, before the 2027 elections.
Advocator of women empowerment and social justice Barbara Toya Komainde stressed that a continuation of arms buildup in the Highlands region and other parts of the country will prevent a peaceful 2027 elections.
Arms buildup, you must address him now yet. You can talk to policies or interventions, but you may take him, establish a plan, establish a budget, but you may address him law 25, 26, musky. You must take him both short-term measures and long-term measures. And so that we can see results happening right now.
With youths being the prime recruits of the arms buildup, Komainde said the government must address issues affecting youths in the country. The women leaders are also calling on the government to implement a national youth service program.
If the government is proposing, with the support of the opposition, recommendations for the defense force, for the police, why not think about taking all the youths off the street?
Yes.
Put them through a national youth service program.
Yeah.
Take them off. Give them a small allowance. They will appreciate it. But through that program, you discipline them.
While addressing the massacre in Enga province, Tekwe emphasized on PNG's status as a Christian country.
Constitutional amendment to make this country a Christian country. So the question is, on the day before they move that, this happened, are we really a Christian country by our actions against children, against women, against youth?
Building on that, Komainde said PNG must not create a legacy in accepting tribal fights as part of its culture, as Christianity is embedded in the constitution.
Actions below you me, how you may live in life below you me Papua New Guinea. It must reflect in Christian values. And the democratic principles of governance are also Christian values too.
Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
The disregard of the motion of the vote of no confidence on the floor of Parliament was a disrespect to the Constitution. This was expressed by the opposition leaders following what they described as a move of power hunger by the leaders of the country.
Provincial member for East Sepik, Alan Bird, condemned what transpired on the floor of Parliament in regards to the motion of vote of no confidence against the current government. He said this is a show of leaders merely interested in being in power, disrespecting the constitutional process. He elaborated on the importance of the Constitution as being for the people.
That's what the Constitution is there for. And ours, like any other country, has a safety valve. So when the pressure in the country builds up too much, people are getting angry, they're killing each other, they can't find a job, cost of living is going through the roof, all of these problems, then that's when the vote of no confidence is applied. It's a safety valve, so that we release the pressure in here and not out on the street.
He also said the opposition expected an effort to startle the motion of vote of no confidence.
For us, I think we've studied this government long enough to know that they will do anything to hold on to power. I think we've seen that, and the people have seen that also. We knew this was coming. So we kind of figured that this was something, well, we didn't really expect this particular action, but we expected that they would do something to scuttle the vote of no confidence. We expected that.
famously known as the last man standing, Sir Julius Chan, shared similar sentiments, expressing aghast towards the numerous amendments of the country's Mama Law.
This is your future. This house is your future. In the last 6 months, I've realized that I've never experienced so much amendment to the Constitution and Mama Law. You cannot just go and play around with it. You cannot shake the mangoes to just fall down. That's the pillar of the nation.
Natasha Ovoy, National, EMTV News.
Numbers dictate parliament is what Prime Minister James Marape emphasized to rebut what he described as a public show outside of parliament by opposition leaders following the decision on the vote of no confidence by the Private Business Committee.
Prime Minister Marape in a press conference reminded that the vote of no confidence is a process of national importance with requirements.
By now the acting speaker, as chair of this committee, would have given them the reasons why. I am not yet privy to the reasons why the motion was not entertained, but as I did mention earlier, Constitution outlays how the motion is to be lodged and the requirements. Standing orders explicitly spells out those requirements. And to help all of us, Supreme Court also has made some rulings on the requirements.
He added by advising the country that the government is not running away as claimed by the opposition.
We are not running away from our businesses. We said 17 days. Some in the opposition rank knows very well, especially deep in the opposition rank who've been around for some time. They have mastered moving parliaments even when parliament businesses are at hand.
He further went on to mention that the opposition had ample opportunity to file the vote of no confidence.
And at every opportunity in the 17 days we set, opposition had every opportunity to reveal their numbers, and numbers controls proceedings and processes on the floor of Parliament. Parliament doesn't work because you have the loudest mouth in the room, or you have the most brilliant mindset in the room. Far from it, Parliament work and operate based on numbers.
The Prime Minister also made mention that the opposition actually filed a total of 3 motions of vote of no confidence.
This morning in Parliament, I found out it was 3 times, not 2 motions. 3 motions they submitted. The first motion refused by the Private Members Committee. The second motion they knew might fail, and today someone from the opposition side admitted that they withdraw the 14th of February motion, and they reload another motion on the 20th, which is just 2 days ago. Ladies and gentlemen, Papua New Guinea, you don't tamper with a set processes that deals with the most serious business in Parliament, and that is government formation.
For the press conference that took place yesterday afternoon, the Prime Minister was accompanied by Assistant Treasurer Ian Ling Starkey and Minister for Internal Security Peter Siamalili Jr. Natasha Ovoy, National, EMTV News.
Furthermore, Prime Minister Marape noted that Parliament was adjourned to the 28th of May this year. This, he said, the opposition ought to do their homework on the process of the motion of vote of no confidence should they wish to move the motion.
If they feel that they have every intention to continue moving that motion of no confidence, 28th of May 2024 is the opportunity they will present it again. And I can give you my word, we will sit 2 weeks, we will sit 3 weeks, we will do our business still. And if numbers shift on this day, number will be shifting on the floor of Parliament. It will be evident. At the moment, number is sustained on the government side. Pangu alone this week crossed over 50 plus 1 threshold. We are now 59 members of Parliament. In a Parliament of 118, we are 59. That's 50% of current Parliament, I beg your pardon. So the number is with government. We're going into business. You don't come attempting vote of no confidence if you have not done your homework. And more so, if you have not followed strict compliance to the process as entailed in the standing orders, as entailed in the Constitution, and as reflected in the Supreme Court rulings we have on food in respect to vote of no confidence motions.
The disruption of fuel supply by Puma Energy in PNG continues, resulting in the shutting down of fuel stations and cars waiting in long queues to refuel.
The national coordinator of JS Innovation says the fuel shortage issue has been ongoing for too long, and he calls on the government to address this before the country shuts down.
This cannot happen in a sovereign space where the economy is now being undermined by a foreign distributor. It's a renegade. It's an issue that borders on criminality, it's on sovereignty, and we need to do something as a country. It's been going on for too long. We can't allow this thing to happen. And Papua New Guineans need to rise up, including our politicians. We can't be beggars in our own land. And this is what's happening. And stop it and consider our own platforms where we're going to have our own people produce the oil that we can sell within, and cheaply too.
A taxi driver also shared similar sentiments, stating that some fuel stations are only allowing them to refuel with a maximum of 30 kina each day.
Capital city of Papua New Guinea, our man married a business tablet and you mix him Quandena Gogam city, Pulma fuel all the 20 kina, 30 kina, 50 kina above him, all the Nogarna. We blame crisis of fuel show. And one is under making Minnesota Puma Energy, now I'm at them, Ron Sabat, I'm shut down. One man so, me like one Nubla company low, take over the Disla, fuel one map, Mibla short line.
Meanwhile, Puma Energy PNG has released a media statement informing the Civil Aviation Authority of Papua New Guinea that Puma Energy has no capacity to replenish Jet A1 stocks in PNG. Despite New Guinea's temporary injunctive court orders to continue fuel supply by Puma Energy PNG, this will only be effective until local stocks run out. Prime Minister James Marape had this to say on the ordeal.
We have alternate fuel supplies being rerouted to PNG as I speak. I want to thank the other suppliers we have. ExxonMobil, especially, have stepped up its game. They said they're ready to supply to us. It's a matter of a storage facility in country, and we will, in West comes to West, we will deploy the Essential Services Act again to ensure that the ship that is bringing supply into our country has a place to unload.
Estagane, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. The Public Service Commission has launched its corporate plan for 2024 to 2028 today in Port Moresby. This 5-year corporate plan was the result of a meticulous review of the 2019 to 2023 corporate plan carried out jointly by the members of the Commission and the PSC Corporate Plan Review Committee.
Today's launching marks the 5th Public Service Commission's corporate plan. The chairman of the Public Service Commission, Apio Sioni, announced that the Corporate Plan 2024 to 2028 displays the Commission's plan for the next 5 years. The chairman mentioned that the plan will enhance the changes to its organizational culture and establishes effective systems and processes to achieve its vision for the Public Service Commission.
This corporate plan, as it contains the programs and activities, projects, and public service reform initiatives which we view to be realistic and achievable within the next 5 years from today. This plan will enable the Commission to be more proactive in its role and function.
Attending the launching today was His Excellency Jack Fredin, the European Union Ambassador to PNG. Fredin highlighted that the European Union is ready to support the PNG government and its efforts to strengthen the public service system.
And I would say that the event is a keystone. The plan will be unveiled, and I think it's a kickstart of something bigger, and your country deserves it. So I already congratulate you for its implementation.
Minister for Public Service Joe Sungi also acknowledged the newly established case management system project that was funded and supported by the European Union last year.
Thank you, European Union, for supporting us. I don't know whether you've already gone ahead with the implementation and it's doing very well in the Public Service Commission. But I think the project is so important for us because, and I've already requested that once you finish with Public Service Commission, you need to also expand to DPM and the others as well, because case management is the way to go because it limits the turnaround time.
The Public Service Commission Corporate Plan 2024 to 2028 is aligned with the third pillar of the PNG Vision 2050 initiative of the government, which is institutional development and service delivery. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
This year's Hiri Moale Festival is set to take place next month, with Trukai Industries coming in to renew its sponsorship for the event. The company today pledged its support as the naming rights sponsor for the Vanagi Canoe Race, which will take place during the festival.
The Hiri Moale Festival is set to take place from the 22nd to the 24th of March this year. Trukai's marketing manager, Marianne Tom, says Trukai will continue to support such events that hold much cultural significance.
One of the long festivals in PNG, and Hiri Moale has been around for 50 years. It's a celebration of the Motu Koitabu culture and traditions in Port Moresby, and so we're really excited that we get to be a part of this year's 50th anniversary celebrations.
She says Trukai's support will be in both cash and kind.
Our sponsorship comes in cash, which goes towards the Vanagi race. The prize money is currently at the total of about 27,000 kina, and each of our Vanagi race participants will receive a consolation prize as well. And we also are obviously going to be donating in kind, which is our Trukai rice and also some merchandise. So we're really excited. The total sponsorship is at around 80,000 kina.
Speaking on behalf of the organizing committee of the festival and the Motu Koitabu Assembly, the crowned Miss Hiri Anenamo 2023, Kim Josh Damuri, acknowledged Trukai for its support.
I would like to extend our appreciation and acknowledgement to the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Alan Preston, and his management team for their great sponsorship of 80,000 kina in cash and kind to all the participants and their crews. Your support and commitment towards this event are highly valued and appreciated. Thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts for your generosity.
Edson Kuso, National EMTV News.
The relatives of late Jesse Ambu, a bus driver who was allegedly shot by police, have called for justice to take its course against the police personnel.
According to the relatives, the NCD-PPC has directed NCD OIC Homicide to commence criminal investigation into the unlawful act of police officer.
Mipla no kimambla wanemel or police information or respond lo wanemet mipla like me policeman at least admit na kam golo police station or disclosure or slagain pambla one bell because no kimambla knife or wanemel or retaliate or kind of same. I'm just no garum evidence, no garum la santin emoli mem just shooting mem nothing so. Emet can surrender na kam konja mem adimi plava one bellot la.
The spokesman said they expect the offender to be arrested and charged as soon as possible.
Lawyer blum plan about them all work gets la toto anta police na slancho. Ba mi bla still talk nem one time all give him.
To date, the police officer and his abita are not apprehended and kept in police custody. MTV is yet to get comments from the NCDPPC regarding this. Esther Gane, National MTV News.
12 people received certificates in money of game after undergoing a 2-week training at the Human Development Institute in Port Moresby. The Game of Change Money is a second-phase personal viability business scheme program offered to individuals who wish to be productive in generating revenue in their business or personal lives.
The course comprises of 6 components such as use of time and money, teamwork to generate money through networking, bookkeeping, use of financials to improve profitability, and coaching clinic, a strategy to improve an individual's performance in making money. HDI coach Grant Wavine said the objective of this course is to develop rich habit and also encourages the trainees to develop a goodwill character to attract wealth and the ability to convert resources into assets. Somerville Baggy, who shared similar sentiment, stated this program is really an eye-opener.
I've discovered that the game of money isn't really about how much you make, but about developing rich habits and discovering your passion and talent.
She said the course had a number of projects that enabled them to put theory into practice. Baggy urged her colleagues to have a disciplined mind when conducting business and continue to practice the rich habits acquired during the duration of the course. The Human Development Institute was founded in 1981 by Dr. Roger Allen and C.K. Allen to discover and disseminate principles and techniques to make individuals, families, and organizations more effective. Gladys Kila, National MTV News.
The first gold bar production took place at the Pogara gold mine today after the mine restarted its operations late last year since its closure on April 2020. Prime Minister James Marape was present inside the production area at the Pogara gold mine to witness the pouring of the first gold into a standard gold bar. Accompanying him was the Minister for Mining, Mugu Wadilu, along with the Laigap Open MP Amos Akem and Provincial Member for Enga, Sir Peter Epatas. The Laigap MP called the moment historic and expressed optimism for his newly created district to meaningfully participate from the spin-off benefits. Now we take a look at the NES Fund Market Report. The Kina closed 1 point lower at $0.266 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina was buying $0.2587, 0.3917 Australian dollars, 0.2315 euro, 38.62 Japanese yen. Looking at the commodity prices at New York closed, gold is trading lower, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed lower, copper closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the S6 200 is trading higher, the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. A massive landslide occurred at Lakolam village in Wabek Rural LLG in Enga province, cutting off road access into Layagam, Kandep and Pogara. This was due to heavy rainfall in the area over the past week. The landslide cut off portions of the main Highlands Highway, disrupting the vehicle travels. Trucks carrying cargo and supplies to Pogara mine site are stranded, while public motor vehicles are dropping off passengers on one side of the damaged road to cross over by foot to the other side, to then hop in another PMV bus waiting for pickup. The Provincial Works Unit is assessing the situation on site and is working on getting the road to be opened up as soon as possible. Moving to overseas news now. Drone delivery might seem like a science fiction, but in reality, the technology is on the rise globally, and although many questions remain around its viability, the industry is trending upwards.
From the roof of a shopping centre in Logan, south of Brisbane, food parcels are put on the express elevator and loaded onto delivery drones and flown to customers in the surrounding suburbs. This is one of a growing number of food delivery hubs in the city operated by Wing, a subsidiary of Google's parent company, Alphabet. They say this new model is a big step for the industry, putting drones and vendors as close as possible.
And that means merchants no longer have to bring things to the warehouse or set up kitchens in the warehouse to prepare things for drone delivery. So in addition to having more merchants we can offer drone delivery to, it means more people can actually have access to drone delivery.
And Australia's drone footprint has now expanded to medical items. Homegrown startup Swoop Aero's been making medical deliveries across Africa since 2020. They've now expanded into regional Queensland with a new medical delivery network capable of delivering samples between hospitals and pharmacy items to remote locations, saving time and money for regional residents.
There's this new opportunity to leverage the sky to create value for society. And so whether we're talking about equitable access to healthcare for people in regional areas, so the 2 million Australians who don't live within an hour of a hospital, or the 60 million Americans that don't live within an hour of a pharmacy, that's kind of how we can add value back with this technology.
The first phase of Swoop Aero's network is 40,000 square kilometres in size, with a second and larger phase planned for the near future.
A privately built spacecraft is transmitting signals from the moon after making the first successful landing from the US in more than half a century.
The uncrewed Nova C lander, nicknamed Odysseus, went dark as it made its final descent from lunar orbit. There were tense moments at mission control as the team awaited a signal from the antennas of the 4.3-metre craft. The confirmation was met with celebrations.
Welcome to the moon. Houston, Odysseus has found his new home.
What a triumph. Odysseus has taken the moon. This feat is a giant leap forward for all of humanity.
The commercial craft launched from Florida a week ago. This successful mission is the second time a US aerospace firm has tried to land on the lunar surface this year. The first attempts by Astrobotic Technology failed due to a fuel leak. The company behind this one is called Intuitive Machines. Odysseus blasted off carrying instruments from NASA and other clients to gather data about the moon. Before reaching lunar orbit, the six-legged spacecraft sent images of Earth during its 1 million kilometre journey.
Fiji government has come out in support of the United States in its assistance in Israel in the International Court of Justice after remaining neutral.
Well, what's happening is that over the next couple of days and into next week, countries are meant to be submitting their positions to the International Court of Justice in The Hague. And what we have found out over the last few days is that Fiji, like the United States, intends to make a submission endorsing the legality of Israel's position. And it's caught the country quite unaware and in a lot of surprise. And so there are a lot of disappointed people, to put it mildly. Fiji has been largely neutral and maybe even seemingly pro-Palestine over the better part of the last 2 decades. So this change in foreign policy by Sitiveni Rumbuka is attracting the ire of our human rights community. There's a lot of angry people demanding an explanation from the Prime Minister as to the thought process that's gone into this position. People are saying that Fiji should have stayed out of this and at least appear to be on the side of international rule of law and human rights.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. President for the Vanagi race, John Pori, took the time to thank Trukai for its support.
Their sponsorship has boosted can owners and
all the canoes from our coastal areas to vie for the top prize. This is one of the biggest prize ever sponsored for a canoe event within NCD. And secondly, I would like to thank Motukoita Assembly for having the trust in my committee and myself for running the event for the last 2 years, a successful one, and this is the third year, we'll run it and we'll make sure that we'll make it a bigger and better because this is the 50th anniversary of Motukoita.
The country will now expect a boost in rugby league with the launch of the NRL Bid Academy. The academy will identify and nurture the best 15 to 19-year-old male players alongside the most talented females in the 18 age group. More than 700 players will participate in this program under the guidance of player development manager Joe Grimmer. The program will be crucial in developing the best up-and-coming talent in PNG, building on the success of the Junior Comals. PNG NRL Bid Chief Executive Officer Andrew Hill said this is another major step towards preparing players for the NRL. The program will also expand its geographical reach, creating development centers in Lae, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Rabaul, and Port Moresby. Telecom Penance team captain John Cholai says that development programs are vital for the building of young golfers to be better players in the future.
Cholai said that Papua New Guinea has a lot of natural talents, not only in golf but in other sporting codes as well.
We've actually got a junior program with a golf club. I think it's every Sunday. We've got our people that actually come and teach our guys and new people to come in or beginning. We want to encourage them to come and play. We'd like to encourage more people to take up the game of golf, especially the young generation, like young people. Golf is actually an Olympic sport. It's an Olympic sport. And so if we can actually organize and have more interest from our players or talents.
He would like to encourage young upcoming golfers to take the sport seriously. Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
53 participants will now take part in the Junior Tennis Open Championships, which will commence tomorrow at the Port Moresby Rackets Club in the nation's capital. The three-day event will cater for a selection for the PNG junior tennis team to attend the upcoming West Pacific Regional Championships in Lautoka, Fiji in April this year. The 53 participants are from Lae, Goroka, Port Moresby and Australia. The Port Moresby Soccer Association will continue pre-season this weekend and also host Hara Cup during the public holiday on Monday. With the great turn-up and highlights from the week one of the pre-season, competition manager Joseph Ame says that the association is expecting tough matches this weekend.
The main highlights of the round 1 games in the men's Pool A division saw a tough match between FC Genesis and FC Mariners, who battled out evenly until FC Genesis turned out winners after scoring a winning goal. In the men's Pool B division between Momase Red and Pau Masters, Momase Red were proven too strong for the Masters and turned out to be the winners, scoring the last goal to secure a 2-1 victory. In the women's Pool A games saw a classic match between University FC and Munkas FC, who went head-on till the final whistle. Both teams played extremely well, denying each other access to score a winning goal. The game was a draw with a 1-1 score. PMSA competitions manager Joseph Ame also said that the association will host the Hara Cup on Monday, which all premier and low division teams in both men and women divisions take part to prepare for the proper season. Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, cloudy with chances of few showers and drizzles. Daro, partly cloudy with few showers. Kerama, cloudy with few showers. Alotau, cloudy period with few showers. Popondetta, cloudy with some showers. To the Momase region, Ley City and Medang, cloudy with some showers. Wewak, partly cloudy with some showers. Vanimo, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Looking at the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, partly cloudy with some showers. Keveng, cloudy with few showers. Kokopon Rabaul, partly cloudy with few showers possible. Kimbe, cloudy with some showers possible. Buka, cloudy with few showers possible. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka, Bans and Kundiawa, some showers with possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, some showers and possible thunderstorms. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samari Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 meters. Waters of Samari Island to Cape Vogel and all Milenbe Islands, seas 1 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchafen, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 meters to 3 meters. Waters of Long Island to Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 1 to 1.3 meters. Waters of West New Britain to East New Britain to New Ireland, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 meters to 3 meters. Waters of Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Looking at the ocean forecast, coral seas slight to moderate with patches of rough over western sectors, west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots. To the Solomon Seas, slight to moderate with patches of rough over western sector, west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots. To the Bismarck Sea, slight northwest to northeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. To the Pacific Ocean, slight northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots, tending southeast.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Friday, the 23rd of February, 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.